Hello and welcome back to the Pixel Street Podcast. This is episode 216 of the show. I'm one of your hosts, Joel Campos, and joining me, as always, is the one and only, the rootin' tootin', the gun shootin',
Pew
the
pew pew.
the Overwatch hero himself, John Hanson.
Hey, thought you were gonna point out something about my new angle here. I finally have a computer desk. I,
Nice.
I
You have two monitors?
no, I have just one. Um,
Okay.
but I things are very much in limbo. You can see like all of my Dungeons and Dragon
Dude,
books
we
here.
gotta
Here's
get
my
you we gotta get
Switch
you some
and stuff.
shelves. You gotta put some shelves
Yeah,
on that wall, man. You could put some cool game stuff up there.
yeah. I
Some
need a lot of
collectibles.
shelving. I need just a lot. But
John, I'm telling
yeah,
you right now, start with that wall. It'll look so nice in the camera shot.
maybe. I don't know exactly what I'm
That's
gonna do
that's a,
because
that's a no.
well, I'm planning. My plan was always to just stay at this place for a year. I kind of want to move again when my lease is up this summer. So I'm like, I don't know what
Already?
I want to. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know how much I want to put into this place because I never really had
Gotcha.
the plan to like stay here long term. But
That makes sense. That's why you still have boxes in the other corner of your room.
that is right. So yeah, we will see what I end up doing. But yeah, I like it. It's not on a my PC isn't on a cardboard table anymore. It's really nice.
Nice. You love to see it.
Or not cardboard, just card table.
Card table, like one of those
Yeah,
square ones, right?
yeah.
Oh God, I don't know how you've been living with that as your
That
desk. That's crazy.
yeah, that I've been doing that. When did I get this PC? 2017, 2018. So yeah.
Wild. Well, anyway, we are here to talk about video games. This week we're going to be talking about Ubisoft. I don't know how do you actually say the
It,
name of that company?
it's always different whoever you ask. I say
But either way,
Ubisoft.
we're going to be talking about them and what they got going on lately. Xbox has announced a show for the end of this month, so we'll talk about that. And yeah, that among other things. But anyway, you can follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street. Check out the pinned tweet there. You can join our Discord server. There should be an invite link there. We should check that just to make sure it's still valid because I know those things can expire sometimes or change. But either way, join the Discord. We talk about games in there. We post pictures of our food, of our dogs. I posted a picture of a really good pizza last week, and it was delicious. So, yeah, if you want that high quality picture content, join the Discord. Follow us, or sorry, subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/Pixel Street Videos, where you can find all of our unboxings, Let's Plays. John has some list videos up there. I think that our main video on there right now is the origins of the Mario names, right? The Super
Yep.
Mario character names. So
Yep.
yeah, just a bunch of fun stuff like that. I have been streaming a bit, so I want to get back to Psychonauts again. So we'll see when that comes. Probably this weekend. I'll do a stream. So
I feel like this
check out
is the
our
weekend
YouTube.
that you beat it.
The weekend that I beat it.
Yep.
Cool. Let's just talk about Ubisoft, John. Ubisoft. I don't know, man. I don't know how to say it. Nobody ever does. It's different for everybody. But
Mhm.
they have canceled at least 7 games in the last 6 months, which is fucking crazy to think about, considering it's like this is a big game maker, right?
Yeah, so the latest round is today they announced that they canceled 3 games that were not announced. So we have no idea what they were. Could have been a Splinter Cell remake that everyone was hoping for. Could have been another Assassin's Creed game that was not announced with the Assassin's Creed Infinity stuff. It really could have been anything. But yeah, this plus some games that were secretly canceled last year as well are just not going to happen. Um, yeah,
So,
and
for
all
reference, they previously canceled two Tom Clancy's games,
yep.
free to play shooter Ghost Recon Frontline, and a VR Splinter Cell project. So, those are the ones that were canceled before today, and the ones today were just all unannounced. So, we have literally no idea what they were. But yeah, wild.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on at Ubisoft for really the last few years. Um, we're gonna talk about a little bit about Skull and Bones being delayed again later on in the quick news section, but we still haven't heard about Prince of Persia, Sands of Time. Whatever happened to that Division game? Heartland, I think
Heartland.
it's.
I think
Yeah,
it's still coming. It just I don't know that they ever set a release date.
gotcha. But yeah, I really it kind of bugs me not knowing what these canceled games are because I just want to know. Like, is it something I won't care about? Like, oh, a Just Dance game got canceled, which will never happen because
Or like
they
a
make
mobile
bank
game.
on that stuff. Yeah, a mobile game. Is it a sequel to Immortals, Phoenix Rising, or something like that? Like, I just really want to know what it was. I mean, it wouldn't change anything if I knew or not, but
Yeah, it's
still.
like I mean, the only thing it would change is that like now, say it was like an Immortals Phoenix Rising sequel. The only thing it would change is now you know like never to expect it, right? At least
Yeah.
not anytime soon. Um, but yeah,
The good thing
it
is
it's just crazy that like 7 games have been canceled, and
7.
like
Yeah,
this is a company who like with Assassin's Creed, you know, Watch Dogs, they typically have like a pretty big like open world, I guess you could say, game coming out like at least once a year. Between that, all the Tom Clancy's games. Granted, we did get that. What was it? Rainbow Six Extraction. Is
mhm,
that what it was called?
yeah.
I think it was like about a year ago. I think it was last January that it came out. Um, but like it's like it feels like there's a void right now because they are like one of the larger video game developers, and like it seems like nothing but bad news has come out of them in the last year or two.
I think one thing we should definitely remember though is just how big Ubisoft is, because we're talking about the big stuff right now, the Tom Clancy Assassin's Creed and all that. We have a new Assassin's Creed game coming out in a couple of months. I want to say it comes out in March. Mario and Rabbids came out a few months ago, which I don't really care about, but it came
True.
out. Um, there are still stuff releasing, and a lot of these canceled projects could be like on the indie level because they do some indie work, not as much as like EA, Xbox, and PlayStation do, but they do some of that. Some really great games have come out of that. You've got Child of Light, Valiant Hearts, which I've spoken very highly of. Those were all Ubisoft projects, so it could be something on that level, and it could be stuff that like honestly we had no real big deal to know about. Like it could be just VR stuff, but it just sucks not knowing, man, because we're just completely guessing. I think knowing that they were just all unannounced projects is a good thing though, because who knows how this stuff could have been very early in the beginning, just like,
Very.
okay, we're working on a story still, but we're not getting anywhere with this.
Exactly.
Let's
It could have
can.
been like 5 to 10 people in the company starting something, right? And then
Hmm.
realizing they did no longer wanted to pursue that
Yeah,
that idea.
yeah. The important thing to remember is Ubisoft is a gigantic company. They are a global company. They have studios all over the world. It could have been any of those. It could have been the smallest project. Just like, hey, you, while we finish up this Assassin's Creed game, you work on a side project. Okay, we don't like that. We're going to cancel it. It could have been something like that. So it just really sucks not knowing. You good?
Sorry, yeah, I'm trying to think who's bigger, Ubisoft or Activision.
Activision. Not even close.
So, do you think that there's potential for a company to try and buy Ubisoft because
So
of like kind of like this slump that they're in right now?
I think it's definitely possible, but there's been like talks in recent years of a hostile takeover of their company and all that. I don't really understand all that. It's got something to do with shareholders and people buying up enough shares to like take over a company. I don't really know the ins and outs of how all that works. There's been quite a bit of talk of that kind of stuff happening. As for like someone just coming up and completely buying them out, like Xbox or someone like that, I I just really don't know enough about the business world to be able to speak on that. I just don't see
John,
it happening.
So I had this idea. The reason it brought up to my head because I was like, their stock has to be the lowest it's been in a long time, right? Like,
Hmm.
in terms of like what their value is right now because of like what they're putting out and the money they're making off of it. And I'm looking right now at their publicly traded like I don't even know if like the whole company's publicly traded or just some of it, but um, the last time their stock, so right now their stock is $4.39. The last time it was around
That's
this
their
low, which was $4.83, was January of 2016. Or sorry, when is this? October of 2015. Sorry. So like that just should, and they've been as high as like $23 a share, and
All
that was in
right, yeah,
2018.
that's a pretty big jump. What came out in 2018? That would have been Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Well, was it Odyssey or Origins?
One of those. It was an exciting time because that would be like the
That's
new
when they
thing coming out
changed.
for them.
Okay,
Yeah,
so October 27th, 2017 is when Origins released. So yeah, that was the first Assassin's Creed game that really kind of changed
yeah.
the formula of what Assassin's Creed
They also
was.
had Ghost Recon Wildlands, which was a fine game. It wasn't until the follow up that they really started tanking. Pandemic hit,
Yeah.
and then they like went into this whole restructuring thing, like changing how they do stuff. We've got all of these delays that they've been dealing with, and all of the controversy with uh, the bad stuff with all of them. Yeah, it's kind of a rough time to be Ubisoft at the moment. I think. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's not easy for a lot of studios, but man, they don't know how to buy a good headline at the moment.
Dude, they don't know how to announce a game and follow through with it. Because I guess we could
Apparently,
just
they
go
don't
into
know how to announce a game.
yeah, we can go into one of the quick news items, which is that Skull and Bones has been delayed again, kind of indefinitely, right? They didn't give a firm date. They just said it's going to come out between this year and next year,
Yep.
which
Um,
is
really quick,
bizarre.
Joel, I'm Brandon Addison in the YouTube chat says my mic is very staticky or glitchy. Are you hearing that?
Okay, I do hear it, but I thought that it was maybe just my headphones. Try
Okay.
unplugging and plugging back in.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and talk while I do this.
But yeah, so Skull and Bones is a game. I think it was announced in 2018 or revealed in 2018 for the first time. Um, but yeah, it this game is just constantly being delayed into oblivion. It seems. Somebody I saw online compared it to another game. I can't remember what game they compared it to. But
Duke
yeah,
Nukem Forever.
Duke Nukem. Yeah, it was Spence in the Discord.
Yeah.
Um,
Does that sound
uh,
better?
no, I'm gonna leave the Discord and rejoin. So don't talk because I'm running the stream. So it's not gonna matter. I'll be right back. All right. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Let's see if this works. But yeah, Skull and Bones, man. Like, when was that game? So it was supposed to come out March 9th of 2023, which is a few months away. That was the latest release date that they gave. And I think the newest one, like after the delay today, I think they just said it's supposed to be between this year and next year, right? 2023 to
Yeah.
2024.
They said early 2023, 2024, which when they say that, they're talking about the fiscal year. That quarter of the fiscal year is when they expect it to come out. So they're saying probably a holiday title. Um, yeah, probably like November or so.
Gotcha. Your mic is still staticky, but we're just gonna have to live with it. It's not.
Okay,
It's not like
I'll
terrible,
I'll look
but
at it.
it's just a little annoying.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so Skull and Bones, John, is there any way this game comes out and is good? I know that they had like I don't know if it was an open like alpha or if it was a closed alpha. I know Loops, who's in the chat, he said I remember him playing it, and
He
I
said
don't
he
know
liked
anything
it.
about it. I don't
Uh,
know
s-
anything about it. So
I know that it started out as kind of like a Sea of Thieves game, but you were always on your ship. That was like the original
the
iteration
pitch.
of it. Yeah, but since then it has to have drastically changed since Sea of Thieves came out. Sea of Thieves came out in like 2017, and this was like announced before that released. That's insane. Um, yeah, it's I don't know what it is honestly anymore. I just remember it being like really focused on like ship combat.
Mhm. Loop says it's like an RPG Sea of Thieves. So I assume it's like Sea of Thieves, but you can kind of like level up a skill tree of some sort.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. At this point, I don't see this game coming out and like being successful. I won't say
It
good. I just think it won't be successful because of all the delays. It just kind of has like a bad connotation with the name at this point, just because of all the delays. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they changed the name of this game because of all the bad press that the name Skull and Bones has gotten. But who
I
knows?
figure that they'll stick with it. My thing is just that this year is already looking pretty stacked. If they do end up releasing it this holiday
It's
season,
gonna
like in
get buried.
November, it's gonna be buried. Yeah, it will. That's the bigger
Dude,
question for me.
you know how this game gets sales, John? Release it on fucking Christmas Day. No joke. Only
Yeah,
way this game gets sales, just because like think about it. People opening their Xboxes, they want to play stuff. I don't know, man. Like no other games come out around that time.
yeah. There's a reason because that's a terrible idea. No one is shopping on that day.
Oh, you know what else is a terrible idea? Is releasing this game any other time of the year.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look good right now for it.
Does not look good. Let's move on, John. Quick little bit. The Last of Us TV show is getting some pretty great reviews so far. I think IGN gave the season a 9 out of 10. I've seen a bunch of tweets and stuff from other press members who have seen some of the show, saying that it's very good, which is like, God, it's so reassuring. Like, I love, uh, fuck, I can't even think of his name. Is it Pedro Pascal?
Yeah, that's it.
Pe- Pedro Pascal, um, and it's just awesome to see him just in another great show, right? Like, I love The
Right,
Mandalorian. This
right
is
now on Metascore or Metacritic, the season is sitting at an 82.
I didn't know that they put shows on Metacritic.
Yeah, they do. To compare that, The Last of Us Part One, the recent remake, scored an 88. So yeah, I mean, we all knew that this story would translate well to a show as long as
So
they had the right people working on it.
on Rotten Tomatoes, it's at a 97.
Hmm.
And so like that, I mean, that's pretty telling because Rotten Tomatoes I feel like is where
Yeah,
more
that's
of
the
like
big film stuff.
the movie and TV buffs are, reporting their thoughts on it. But
Yep.
yeah, I'm very excited. This airs this Sunday. I can't wait. I told Elise it's non-negotiable. We're watching it. I'm gonna make her watch it because I think she will like it by the end. It's just like she's not really a gamer, so she sees like, oh, video game TV show. I don't want to watch that. It's like
Yeah.
no, this
I
is
really
this
want
is
to.
only a video game in the sense that I can play it on my PlayStation.
I really want to get some of my friends to watch it and just see uh, their reaction to it because they've never played it. They've been just Xbox gamers the entire time. So I really want to just like see how they react to Sarah dying in the beginning and that ending and all that stuff.
Yeah, and like
Being ins-
that's gonna happen in the first episode probably.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's like I'm gonna be sitting there watching it with Elise, and she's not gonna know what's coming, and I'm just gonna be sad the whole time.
yeah,
And then it's gonna happen, and that's when like, because like somebody like Elise who's never played the game, right? Who's watching the show on HBO, that's gonna end the first episode, I'd assume, right? And
hmm
and it's gonna hit them, where they're gonna be like, fuck, now I gotta see what happens,
yeah.
and like it's awesome.
This is gonna be a fucking event. This is probably gonna be like the first like TV series since like Game of Thrones that I can think of people like freaking out and like having watch parties with this. There's probably been something I'm not thinking of since Game of Thrones, but there really hasn't been like a big event since then, at least that I can think of. Brandon wants us to do a reaction video of, wants you to do a reaction video of Elise watching
I'll
Sarah.
try. I'll try.
Yeah.
I did do a reaction video of Elise watching the Red Wedding episode of Game of Thrones.
Oh
That
yeah.
was a great video. Like
All right.
I gotta dig that up because like she was literally like we were watching it and I was like secretly recording her behind a pillow and she was like
Mhm.
laying on the couch and then like the big I don't want to spoil it or anything but the big thing happens and she just like Undertaker's like springs up out of the like off the couch like what and then
Alright.
she just starts crying. It's pretty great.
I need you to hide a camera. Don't say anything, otherwise she might hear you if she's there. So I need you to
Yeah,
hide a camera and get her reaction.
I'll try. We'll see. But yeah, very excited for that this Sunday. Yeah, in other major gaming news, Xbox and Bethesda, Xbox announced a conference or a direct, I guess, which is called the Xbox and Bethesda Developer underscore Direct. Um,
Yeah, that underscore thing's stupid.
I I mean I get it because it's like it's a I don't know exactly what it is gonna be, but the fact that it's called like a developer direct like
All
means
right.
it's more like tech heavy, I would assume.
Give me a second. I'll pull up the actual blog post talking about it.
But so that is happening on January 25th, which I don't know if I'll be able to watch it.
You won't. It's like at noon.
Well, no, like I'll be
Yeah.
able to watch it eventually, but like I have jury duty, John. I don't think I told you about this.
No, you haven't.
Hold on, quick sidetrack. I got summoned for jury duty January 24th, and
Oh,
it
well,
says
you're
no,
fine.
hold on. It says in the letter if I'm selected to be on this jury, the trial is expected to take 14 weeks, John.
That's fine.
Not it doesn't say like that's the maximum the trial could be. It says this trial is expected to be 14 weeks long because it's a federal trial and it's like what?
Okay. All right. Well, let's get back on the Xbox and Bethesda stuff here.
Jury
I've got.
duty, John.
I don't care about jury duty. Xbox and Bethesda will present a developer direct on Wednesday, January 25th. In short, this is essentially Xbox's new take on Nintendo Direct slash the PlayStation State of Play. Um, providing fans with an inside look at some of the games coming to Xbox, PC, and Game Pass over the next few months. That is key, next few months. Presented by the game creators themselves from studios including Arcane Austin, Mojang Studios, Turn 10 Studios, and ZeniMax Online Studios, the Developer Direct will focus on big features, extended gameplay showcases, and the latest info for Xbox games launching in the next few months, including The Elder Scrolls Online, Forza Motorsport, Minecraft Legends, and Redfall. To dedicate the proper amount of time for a deep dive into Bethesda Game Studios' Starfield, oh, a standalone show is in the works for Starfield. So Starfield will not be at this show, which I'm very glad that they said that up front.
Yep.
But the games we know are coming: Elder Scrolls Online, probably the next expansion, whatever that is. Forza Motorsport. I think we were talking last week that they got a release date that's coming up soon, so makes sense that that will be there. Minecraft Legends, I want to say, was also announced for spring, and Redfall, we should get that May release date. Hopefully, there's some surprises there as well, but they didn't really say that there wouldn't be others, but they also didn't like leave much room for there to be other games there. I don't know.
Yeah.
The Compulsion Games single player game that they've been working on has me really intrigued. The Unreal Engine 5 thing, just getting that announced would be pretty cool. I don't know. At this point, I'm just ready for Xbox to show us anything on what they're working on. Like, we have all these studios working on these very anticipated games. We talked about this recently. It's just I just need to know what's going on. Um, yeah, I'm very excited for them to take a new look at getting a direct going. The inside Xbox stuff that they were doing before was not interesting to watch like at all, and usually they would go too far on the developer stuff instead of like actually focusing on showing us the game. I'm hoping this one's a little more fast paced, a little more like a direct, a little more like a state of play, where we get stuff that we're like actually interested in. I'm
I
also
don't know,
glad,
John. This is literally called a developer direct.
yeah, there's that, but I can hope. I'm also kind of glad that Larry Herb isn't hosting this. Like, it is just the developers. There's no like host or anything. So
John,
I
I have a
wanted.
question.
Hmm,
If Xbox buys Activision, what does the name of this direct in all the? Because like lately they've been doing like the Xbox and Bethesda, this
yeah,
and that. Like does it become the
the
Xbox and Bethesda and
yeah.
Activision, or do they have
It's
separate events where it's like Xbox and Bethesda presents this
it
stuff?
would.
That way you kind of temper your expectations, or is it then
I think
I don't know.
that would make the most sense doing that, or they just call it Xbox Game Studios, which would be the simplest thing. I did make a joke a while ago because it would, if they put all the names together, it would be something like the Xbox and Activision and Blizzard and Bethesda
Yeah,
show or whatever. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I think just changing it to Xbox Game Studios in the future will make sense.
yeah. I
Uh,
feel like they just do this right now because they're kind of like taunting the fact that they own Bethesda more or less.
that was a big deal. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's
No, no, I'm saying it makes sense because like the common consumer probably has no idea at this
yeah,
point, right? Like it hasn't been long enough. We haven't seen enough Bethesda games come out or anything.
yeah.
But yeah. So
Uh,
the latest rumor also is that Starfield is actually getting delayed again.
oh yeah,
Jez Corden posted about that. That he's heard from sources that it has been delayed again because we don't have an official release date. They just said first half of 2023.
mhm.
And this getting announced after he posted about that kind of almost reiterates that it might be delayed again, because this
Maybe.
this direct this direct is more focused on things coming in the next few months, which would be the first half of the year.
Well, it would be until April, so the first half isn't until June, so we could still see it in that time. But also, we didn't know exactly where it would uh, fall in that first month. It could have been initially planned for like March, and then internally they delayed it. So there could be that aspect of it. I don't know. Everything that I have seen has been pretty steadfast on that releasing within the first half here, but I have not seen. I haven't paid much attention to Jez Gordon lately. Let me see what he tweeted. Uh,
I'm looking
something
for
about
it.
an AI with a poem. Doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm not. No host. Well, that's the developer direct. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on the
I
game
can't
being
find it, but
delayed.
I definitely saw it somewhere. I'm looking.
Gotcha. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Uh, we'll find out whenever the solo Starfield show is. That will be pretty exciting. I gotta figure that it's still. I think Starfield will probably come out in like June. That's my best
I
guess
hope
at the
so.
moment.
That would be pretty cool around my birthday, around Loops'
Yep.
birthday too.
Around my birthday, like a month after.
All right, yeah, that does it for all the major news. John, take us through the quick news.
All right. I haven't seen the PlayStation Plus stuff, so you list that off.
So for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium, they are adding Back for Blood, the PS4 and PS5 version, Dragon Ball Fighter Z Fighters, for PS4, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition for PS5, Life is Strange Before the Storm for PS4, Life is Strange for the PS4, Sayonara Wild Hearts for PS4, which I should play. I've been wanting to play that. Jet the Far Shore for PS4, PS5, Just Cause 4 Reloaded for PS4, PS5, Omno for PS4, and Erica for PS4. And if you have the PlayStation Plus Premium, you get these classics for the month: Siphon Filter 3, Star Wars Demolition, and Hot Shots Golf 2. So yeah.
I need Twisted Metal. Okay. Um, Simon Pegg is the headmaster in Hogwarts Legacy. They revealed the whole cast, well, the notable cast today, and there was
Oh, I didn't
some
even see
good.
that.
there was some good names in there. Simon Pegg, like I said, he's the headmaster. Supposedly, he's supposed to be like a very grumpy headmaster who doesn't like the students, and the students don't like him. So I'm
What's the
excited.
release date?
Uh,
February
for
what?
for the next gen, it's sometime in February
Oh,
15th.
February 10th. February 10th.
Oh, yeah, we're less than a month away now. Um,
Eh,
but yeah,
dude, that's
Simon Pegg from Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Mission Impossible. Like he's been in a ton of stuff. You know who he is. Um, I'm very excited to see him in this game.
yeah.
Um, Next up, Apex Legends has added a new private match feature, but there's a bit of a caveat. You have to have at least 30 people in your lobby before you can use it. So that's like really only for streamers if they want to
Yeah.
set up a private match.
So
So
is that like the battle royale mode that you
yeah,
can do a custom? Okay,
the arenas mode you just have to have 6, but that's a full lobby for them.
gotcha. I mean
And I don't
that's
know.
that's really cool. I'm into that because like I feel like it could make like streamer competitions interesting, right? Because like the way Fortnite does like their competition system is that streamers just go into games with randoms and then it's like a kill based thing. I don't really know exactly how it works, but
Yeah,
having streamers go against other streamers or pros against pros is probably the
yeah,
cooler thing to watch.
they can absolutely set up their own tournaments and stuff. So yeah, no, that is cool. But I just think it would have been cool to just like let people run around the
Like
map if
5 of
they
us.
wanted. Yeah, I don't know. Just a little. I just feel like making a private match feature have a minimum on it is such a weird thing. I don't know. Okay, the Forza Horizon 5 creative director and other Playground Games employees have created a new studio called Maverick Games, and they are working on their first game already.
Love
So
it.
be sure to look out for that because that's probably going to be a pretty good looking game whenever it comes out.
Also like Maverick Games, what a cool name for a company. I
That is
love it.
cool. Yeah, kind of surprised that hasn't been taken already. Twitch streamer Keat Dog has built a dunk tank program that drop him in water when he falls in Fall Guys. I wrote a news article about this, so I decided to post it here. Yeah,
I got to look up a video.
he uh it his setup is he's got this computer chair that he sits in, and he puts his keyboard on one side, his mouse on the other side, and he's playing. Whenever he falls into the water, he programs some software to automatically drop him in the pool if he falls, and it's pretty funny. That it's really impressive too. Like he made it all by hand. He said it took him like a month to code it, and then like another month to build the chair and modify everything. Some really interesting stuff there. Did you find it?
Yeah, I did. I'm bringing it up right now.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty hilarious.
It is. Yeah.
Ah,
It's
I
so
like how
cool.
he has his headset attached to something, so it just rips off his head when he falls.
Mhm.
That's
Yep.
great. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good content.
Yes, it is. Next up, Blizzard-owned studio Proletariat has refused to recognize their union. And if anyone doesn't know what proletariat means, I pulled up the definition here. Workers are working class people regarded collectively. So proletariat will not recognize a proletariat in their company.
Fucked up, man. I wonder
Uh,
like what's the step now? Does Xbox are like, hey, motherfucker, we're acknowledging this. Like
I,
if you don't, you're gone. Like what
I
happens?
I think the deal has to go through first, but who knows? All these acquisitions that happen, there's some downsizing. Who knows if proletariat would even be around still? There's a
True.
lot of stuff up in the air, so I'm not even going to speculate on what's going to happen because there's a lot to happen before then. Beware if you're a YouTuber, there are phishing scam emails going out to people's inboxes pretending to be developers of Hollow Knight Silksong. Don't fall for them. And then last up on quick news, a new PlayStation Studios IP has leaked. All that is known about it at this point is it is a sci-fi RPG made by a European studio working in Unreal Engine 5 alongside an external developer. A leaker gave it a nickname of Ooze, but there's just like it was like only seconds that was actually shown off. But yeah, the leaker also said that he has seen a build of the game that was much further in development than the few seconds was here. I tried to look at it, but it was taken down, so I can't see what happened.
What was
Yeah,
it called? Oovs? How do you say it? How
no,
do you spell that?
it's not the real name. It's just what the leaker called it. He doesn't know the real name, but
Well, no, yeah, but I wanna look it up. I'm curious.
I
How
just
do you
told you it's
spell
been
it?
taken down. It's not
Dude,
there.
John, have you ever been on the
Ooze,
internet?
OOZE. Try and find that. Good luck. Um,
Oh, I'll find it.
no, you won't. But yeah, there's a new PlayStation title that the leaker speculated could be revealed at some point this year. So yeah,
Cool.
all right.
John, you got any collectibles?
I
I,
showed
I
off.
I don't have any collectibles, but I have cool tech, so I'm gonna go find it.
Go
You
ahead
stall.
and find it. I'm gonna show you my Game Boy games because I only have 4. I recently got my Analog Pocket, which I'm very excited to say is awesome.
Yes.
I've been playing some Pokemon Pinball, of course. We've talked a lot about that. Some Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. I always forget which one I have. I got Backyard Baseball because it was
Hell
cheap
yeah.
at this replay. And then Banjo Kazooie Gruntilda's Revenge. Um, very excited to go through this. I might like do some videos on this.
That's
We just
isn't that like kind of a rare game people have played?
well, it
Like
was
in
made by
terms of the
Rare.
it no, yeah, I know. In terms of like the banjo games though. I feel like that's
Yes,
probably one of the least common ones people played.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's isometric top down
Cool.
game. So yeah, it's interesting.
So
What do you got?
my cool tech is today I purchased off Facebook Marketplace. I met a guy. Um, it's called a
You met a
Drive
guy.
Hub. I met a guy off Facebook and I bought this off of him. So what this is I have, my racing wheel for my Xbox. This allows me to play with my racing wheel on my PS5. And the reason I wanted this is because I've been wanting to play Gran Turismo 7 for a long time since it came out pretty much. This is what it looks like here. It's just like a little dongle, some USBs on it. It's got like a little LED screen right here that lights up. Um, but yeah, I've been wanting to play Gran Turismo 7 on the PS5 for a while, and then once last week after we recorded, they announced that you will be able to play Gran Turismo 7 in VR at launch. I was like, all right, I'm sold. Like, how cool would that? Because I'm getting the PSVR 2 regardless. Like, how cool would it be to play in VR with the racing wheel now? Like, it just sounds really dope. So, I looked into ways to use my racing wheel on the PS5 because for some reason, they don't play well together, which sucks. Um, but yeah, this is a device that like sim racers use to play, like I said, using their gear on PS5 or Xbox. It works for Xbox as well. It works both ways. Um, but yeah, this thing's normally $100, John, for this little fucking guy.
What'd you pay for
But
it?
I got it for $70, which isn't too bad.
Hey, not bad at all. No.
Yeah, but yeah, the guy like I met
Does
up
it
with him and
work?
he
Have you
I
have
haven't
you
I
used
haven't
it?
tested it. I haven't tested it yet. But I mean, like the guy, he was like a 50-year-old dude who's like super into sim racing. He was telling me he's like, yeah, I decided to upgrade my whole setup, so I'm selling all my stuff. He had just come from Micro Center, and he's like, I just bought $3,000 worth of gear. Like he is so into it, John. He's like, yeah, look at the other stuff I'm selling on Facebook. Like you'll see like what my old setup was like, and I looked it up, John. It's bonkers. He's got like a whole rig that's like the chair set up, like the monitor mounted. It's fucking insane. But yeah, I'm real excited about this because I think it'll be fun to play PSVR 2 Gran Turismo 7.
All right, that's pretty cool. I man, I it's such a cool idea to like get a racing wheel, but man, I don't want to spend that much on something I'm probably gonna use once.
So that's literally how I felt. Like growing up, I always like had racing wheels for like most of the consoles I had, just because I love playing like Need for Speed and stuff. Um, and one of my favorite ones ever was Microsoft actually made one for the Xbox 360. and it was really fucking cool looking. But yeah, so the one I have now, I got this past summer. I bought it off a dude off Facebook. I wasn't in a rush to get it or anything. I just kind of like was passively looking every week, and I found a guy selling it for $100. So I was like, I can't beat that. Like it's $300 retail. So I met up with him and bought it, and yeah, like I don't use it all the time, right? I don't play racing games that often, but like when the new Forza comes out, I'll be super excited to use that. I got to pick up Gran Turismo 7. I wish that I had bought this thing like over the weekend because Gran Turismo 7 was on sale for like $40 and now it's back to 70. But yeah,
It'll go
uh,
insane.
I'm, I'm, yeah, it will, but it's like now with PSVR 2 and that
Well, you should.
compatibility,
Is it in the PS Plus
no.
library? No. No.
Dude, they don't add any of their new shit. Like nothing.
When
Like the
is that?
newest game that's on there is like
When
Ghost
did
of
it come
Tsushima.
out? I thought that was out for a while.
Gran Turismo?
Yeah.
No, it came out like 4 months ago.
Oh, shows how much I pay attention to Gran Turismo.
Yeah, you're probably thinking of Gran Turismo Sport, which came out like on the PS4 a few years ago. Okay, so Gran Turismo it came out March 4th of 2022, so almost a year ago, like 8 months ago, but still. Um, yeah, I don't know. I've browsed Facebook Marketplace, like maybe I can find this game for cheap, and nobody's selling it, so I don't know what's going on.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that is my tech of the week, my
All right.
nerd shit of the week.
Awesome. All right. You've been playing anything cool lately?
John, I started a little short game. It's pretty short. It's not too long. It's called Death Stranding. I
Mm-hmm.
started it. I've played probably 10 to 15 hours now.
All right.
So I'm in, man. I'm committed to playing through the whole thing. I don't know if it's gonna be all like consecutively. Like I don't know if I'm gonna stick with it for like the next month or so. But so far I'm into it. Like it is slow. Um, I don't know. It's very chill to me because like you're running around, right, delivering shit most of the time. You can ride this like motorcycle tripod thing, tricycle thing, I should say. Um, I don't know. It's real chill, like, cause there are times when I'm just like running through the mountains. It looks beautiful, graphically, and then like some chill music will kick in the background in the game, and it just, I don't know. That game's a vibe. I'm into it a lot. The story's pretty interesting so far to me, so I think that's kind of what has me coming back to it almost daily. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see where the story goes, but like I said, it's very much like a slow. When people call it like a walking sim, like it kind of is, right? Because you're running through like kind of like a post-apocalyptic world, or like U.S. more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I'm definitely excited to see where the story goes. Um, yeah, I'm on chapter 3, like halfway through chapter 3, and I think there's 10 chapters total. So we'll
In
see.
15 hours, you're on chapter 3.
Yeah, I looked up the mission list though, and like if you look up right now, like the mission list for the game, chapters 1, 2, and 3 have like 10 to 20 missions each, and then there are chapters at the end that are just like one mission each. So I don't know what that means in terms of I've been mainlining it. Like I haven't been doing any
Mm-hmm.
extra stuff that makes me go out of my way. Like you could pick up like side, like they're not even like missions really, because they're all like deliveries, right? So I've been picking up deliveries that are like along my way to the next stop and stuff. But um, yeah, the game it's beautiful. Um, it can be chill at times. It doesn't really stress me out too much, which is nice. I'm into it. I think I want to see it through. I don't know if I'm going to see it through like I said consecutively. I might take breaks here and there, but I said I want to beat a Kojima game this year, and I figured why not start now. So I started it.
I should probably play a Kojima game, but I'll probably go for Metal Gear, one of the Metal Gears. I don't know. All right, yeah, that's cool. I have no interest in Death Stranding at all. I gotta tell you, I like. Oh, it just doesn't look fun to me. But I have been
Fair enough.
playing a game called Stranded Deep, which is a survival game that just hit Game Pass last week. My friend Dan, he was wanting to get back into it. He played it originally, but now it has co-op, so I've been playing it a bit with him. And it's literally just you start the game in a airplane, you crash, and it's just survive out on these islands. It's kind of janky. Okay, it's really janky. It's made by a small indie team, and it doesn't really do anything special on the survivor on a survival front, but it's an okay game. I don't think I'm gonna be playing it for too much longer, but it's if you're looking for a new survival game and you've got Game Pass, it's on both PC and console. It's worth a look. I don't I don't I'm doing a lot of the same stuff over and over again because the real focus is like moving between the islands to find all the resources you need to keep surviving. And like very few things grow back or come back at all. Like every island has a limited amount of rocks that you need to like build stuff with. And it's like, okay, I have to go to another island to get it, but there's like no map or anything, so you're constantly getting lost on the ocean.
Is this a single player game?
It originally was, now they have online co-op.
Okay. Like
Or
online
it came
co-op
out a long time.
meaning like you could play with like four people, or like it's like a world that people log into, like Ark.
Online co-op and that one person can join your game. That's it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
So
Uh,
have you been enjoying this, or have you been playing it because you have to write about it?
a little bit of both, honestly. I gave it a look at first because it came to Game Pass and I we needed to hit some guides and some updates on it. So I downloaded it because it's a really small game. It's like 2 gigs. Um, I downloaded it, gave it a try. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is pretty cool. And then my friend was like, hey, yeah, I used to play that game. I want to play it. So I played with him, and he's really into survival games, which I'm not.
So, so he knows all
Uh,
the ins and outs of
he knows all
crafting and
the
stuff.
ins and outs. Like right now, he's trying to make this raft, and he's like, "Okay, we got to look around for this particular item and this. We need more of this and this. All right, we're going over here. Oh yeah, I can use that to make this." And I'm just like, "I made fire." So I'm I'm not good at survival games. They lose my interest pretty quick. But this game is all right. It's pretty cool for what it is. I
The
I think
graphics looks
I,
pretty nice.
yeah, especially for how small of a game it is and like the small team that made it. I think I would be interested in like a sequel where they could expand on it and like have more people in and maybe bigger islands for you to explore because like every island is tiny. They're really small. I don't know. I'd be interested in something like that. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Cool. I'm trying to think of what else I played. I played some Fortnite this weekend. Um, Fortnite's Fortnite, you know what I mean? That new Unreal Engine 5 update looks really nice. I love it a lot. The game looks beautiful. I also played some Destiny with Connor. Connor joined us for a raid. I think it was over the weekend. It might have been at the end of last week. Not, I don't remember 100%, but yeah, he got an analog pocket as well. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter, but
Nope.
he, I guess his wife bought it for him for last Christmas, and he
Hmm.
got it on Christmas Eve this year. It is when it showed up in the mail, which I thought was
Nice.
pretty funny.
Nice.
But yeah, he's been buying games to play on there. But I feel like most people are in the consensus that like adding those cores is like really the way to go because like there are so many like I want to play every Pokemon game, but I don't want to pay like $120 for like Pokemon Crystal or something. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's ridiculous.
It's crazy. Um, yeah. So on that sense, I did play more Pokemon Violet is the one I have, I believe. I
Yeah.
was playing more of that last night. That game's easy. Uh,
It's a
like
Pokemon.
it's a modern day Pokemon, I'll say, because I've also been playing Pokemon Red on the Analog Pocket, and like that game's actually hard. Like not hard in the sense like I'm dying a lot. Hard in the sense that like I get to a point where it's like, all right, I gotta like start switching out my Pokemon because they all need to level up, not
Mhm.
just my Charmander. You know what I mean? Like, or Charmeleon is what he is now, but it's definitely a lot more challenging than Pokemon Violet, because I'm at a point in Violet where I haven't changed my party. It's like pretty diverse to where I feel like I can take on anything, and they're all leveled up so much to where it's like I went and did a gym battle yesterday, and like first try I took out their three Pokemon in like 4 hits,
Hmm.
and it's like okay, I
Yeah,
wish that you know how you do are they called trials before the gym? What is it? The gym test, I think is what
whatever
they're
it is.
called.
Yeah,
I wish those were more of a challenge in some way, or
those are
like
boring.
more of a mini game. There was one. The first one I did was one where like you roll like a seed or something through a maze. I thought that
Hmm.
was interesting, and I thought that they were gonna get better than that, but they've just gotten worse.
Yeah.
Like this one I did was where you literally have to find like the dude, and like it's like, hey, find him, move the magnifying glass. And it's like, oh well, he's the only
It's
one
right
wearing
there.
like a purple shirt with white hair, and it's just so like, I would find him before it would even let me move the cursor. Um,
They have the same thing in Scarlet, but he's wearing a red jacket, so he just like sticks out even
oh,
more.
that's funny. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, otherwise, I think it's a great game overall. Like the open world stuff that they've added to it is just really fucking cool. Um, they definitely have like a good formula now for Pokemon. I just hope that the next game runs a lot smoother. Um,
We all
it
do.
it would it would be interesting if they could somehow add a difficulty slider in some way, right? Like I feel like I'm playing a game on easy mode right now, and I would prefer to play it on medium to hard, right?
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know. That's just my opinion on where the game is right now.
I think the big thing with Scarlet and Violet is they need to add in level scaling for where you are, just
Yeah,
because there are those moments where you're just like walking around and I would accidentally skip a gym like on the path that you're supposed to do it, and I would come back to it and just completely wipe the floor with them. Where I was
I,
like,
I I
okay,
think
this
that's what
was a
my
waste of
problem
time.
is I've kind of gone wherever I wanted. So like I've
Hmm.
just looked at the map like okay, what's the closest thing to me where I'm at right now? Oh, this one, let's go do it. And then that's kind of how I've been playing the game. So I think that the gym I beat last night was probably supposed to be one of the first ones cuz it was so easy. It was
Hmm.
the chick that's the streamer chick who has
Yeah,
like the
that is an
faily
early one.
arms.
I think she's supposed to be like the third or fourth.
I think that was it was either my fourth or fifth
If you
gym
look on
battle.
the map, if you look on the map and zoom it all the way out, it will like tell you the order you're supposed to do them in.
So is that what the numbers mean?
Yes. And
Okay,
it's
I didn't
so
know.
stupid because they're dotted all over the place and it's like,
Yeah.
why? Yeah,
Okay.
it's really dumb. I'm not too enthusiastic about that stuff. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, but that's everything I've been playing. Tell me about
Mm.
Goat Simulator 3, John. I remember
Yeah,
Goat Simulator 1 came out. It was a moment in time. Like when
it
that game
was a
came
moment.
out, I remember in college me and my friends, one of my friends like, "Hey, I got Goat Simulator torrented. You want me to install it on your laptop?" I said, "Absolutely." And it was a fucking blast. So tell me about the third one.
Okay, well, it's technically the second one, I think. I don't think
No,
there was
no,
a Ghost Simulator 2, was
no, there
there?
was a second one.
I know there was
But
like an MMO thing, but I think that was supposed to be like a expansion to the first one or something.
that's what they consider Goat Simulator 2.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah, Ghost Simulator 3, it's got four-player co-op. I got it for my daughter for Christmas. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a Series X or PS5 at her house, so we're just playing it when she's over at my place. But yeah, we played some co-op. I haven't touched it since she was here this weekend because she was very excited about it, so I'm just playing through it with her. Um, it's more Ghost Simulator. It's really
Nice.
fun. It's got a bunch of mini games in it now. So like when you go around the place, you can like play King of the Hill, and there was like this destruction car derby thing where you have to like run into the back of the other person's car to explode some bombs, and then they go flying off into the air. There was a moment where I got on a tow truck and I attached it to a house and I pulled it down the freeway. So that was pretty
Love
cool.
it.
It's a lot of that just absolutely insane stuff. If you played Ghost Simulator 1 and like that, it's all that again. Now it's a much bigger map instead of like I think before it had like two pretty good sized maps. Now it's just one big map, and they've got these like goat towers around the place. It's like Assassin's Creed. You go to them, unlock them, and now you can fast travel to those points. There are these different like missions for you to do around the place. There was one that was like, oh, the last one I did was like, it was at this Comic Con convention thing, and there was a like dummy standing up at the top, at the front, and it was like, hey, decorate this guy however you want, and you could just pick up any item around the area and decorate him. So like his helmet, I gave him a folding chair. His
Nice.
shield, I gave him a sign, and then his sword, I think I grabbed like a bottle or something and gave it to him. And then everyone in the area, uh, they put on that costume as well. So there's like a lot of thought put into the stuff that they've been doing in this game. It's honestly really impressive. I enjoyed the first Goat Simulator, uh, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is a lot of fun. But like seeing how far they've come since then is pretty mind blowing. In all honesty, uh, I haven't played online at all. I just played local with my daughter, but everything seemed to run fine. The like buggy, glitchy stuff that's there for like comedic stuff is still just a ton of fun to play with.
What wasn't there a collab with Goat Simulator and some other game to get a skin for something?
Probably, I don't know.
I'm gonna
There
look it
might
up.
have been.
Goat
Uh,
Simulator skin. Oh, it's a Fortnite skin. That's what it was.
who cares?
Me,
Besides
I
you.
care. I care, John.
But yeah, Ghost Simulator 3 is fun. If you have a PS5 or a Series X, I definitely recommend playing it with like a little kid that's into that dumb kind of humor.
It's just funny we're at a point where Goat Simulator is only on next gen consoles.
Right? There's definitely playing it. I'm like, this could have played on Xbox One and PS4, but whatever. It works
And
great,
yeah,
so I'm fine.
have you been playing anything else?
Play some more Overwatch 2. I've been playing more competitive lately, and the matchmaking in it is completely messed up at the moment. Like every single game is a blowout. I actually
Yeah, I
wrote an
saw you.
article
I saw you
about this.
tweet about it.
Yeah, I wrote an article about this on Gamer. It's uh, it's pretty messed up at the moment. So like every game right now, I'm probably a little above average on the rank scale, and I get people that are like way down here, but also like way up here that get into my games, and they don't like evenly distribute this stuff out. So it's
Is
like
this? Sorry, go ahead. I didn't want to cut you off. My bad.
uh the teams are so unevenly distributed that like one side just completely demolishes the other, and everyone in the Overwatch community knows about it right now. Like it's all you can see people talk about. It's not fun at the moment. Like not at all. Like on once, because they always go for a Blizzard wants everyone to have a 50% win percentage, because in their mind they're like, oh yeah, that means that these games are fair, and like, oh yeah, people are winning and losing. No one is like pulling away from the pack or anything. But the problem is that with how unbalanced these teams are, it's just okay, I got absolutely destroyed this game. I'm gonna absolutely destroy the next game, and then just switch back and forth. It's kind of maddening, honestly. Like to the point where winning isn't fun. I had some screenshots in my article that I put up where like there was one round, the other team got one elimination for an entire round. And like that's baffling. That you would never think of something like that happening in Overwatch 1. But now it's
If,
like a common occurrence.
what I was going to
It
ask is this something that got brought up in a patch, or do you think it's been here since day one? It's just now that people have had time to play.
I
Um,
think so they adjusted the matchmaking a little bit with Overwatch 2's release, and it's kind of been here. But I think now that people have gotten more time to play and the matchmaking is like actually getting all the new players positioned into competitive, I think everything is just thrown off really bad right now. Hopefully they get
gotcha.
this turned around quickly because it is, it's just a mess. There's no way around it. Like when winning the game isn't fun anymore, like that's a big problem for a ranked mode. That is a
For
massive
for
problem.
especially for a competitive game like that, right?
Yeah, a game that is so focused on competition. Yeah, there is a lot wrong with it right now. So yeah, that being said, the game's still a ton of fun. I love Overwatch, but don't play competitive right now. I'd say wait until they fix it. Just play quick play. They also have a new Battle for Olympus mode that's out right now. It's a free for all deathmatch mode where all the characters are dressed up like Olympian gods and they have like special powers, which is a really cool idea. And going into it, I was like, oh yeah, that looks fun. It's not that fun because it's balanced terribly because like everyone plays the tank, which is already the strongest role in the game. But now they have god powers, which makes them even stronger, and it's just not that fun. And also to complete all the challenges, you have to get like it's something like 200 kills with each character to complete their challenge,
That's
and
wild.
it's a 2 week event, and the max score for one match is like 25. So it's like a lot of grinding if you want to do that. There's some issues with Overwatch. Did you know? Have you been on the internet? Did you know about those issues? I'm sure someone will complain about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that fun. Yeah.
Right after you were just talking about how that's fun.
The regular game is fun. The Battle for Olympus game mode in the arcade not fun. I don't enjoy it. Thought I
Gotcha.
would, but I don't.
Cool. Well, with that, we are going to end episode 216 of the Pixel Street podcast. As always, thank you so much for watching or listening to the show. We truly appreciate it. Let us know in the comments below what you think of Ubisoft, like as a company.
Canceling
What
stuff.
the what
What do
what
you
are they
hope
doing?
was canceled? What do you hope was canceled? Like, was it Just Dance? It wasn't Just Dance. They love that shit.
Also, let us know if you're excited for Skull and Bones because like I don't know anybody that's like dying to play that game.
Besides Loops,
Even Loops, I don't think Loops is dying to play that game.
I think he is. I think he is.
Um,
I think if we were to talk to him right now, he'd be like, "Oh, it's a good game. I'm so excited." He was saying he was more excited for that than God of War Ragnarok when they were originally supposed to come out on the same day. So
that's a bold statement. That's a bold statement, Cotton.
that's
But
that's a loose
yeah,
statement.
as always, follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street. Check out the pinned tweet to join the Discord. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/Pixel Street videos. John, where can the good people find you on the internet?
On Twitter, I am at Revek Shadows, and my writing can be found on GamePro.com. Like I said, I have an Overwatch 2 article that just recently went up talking about the competitive matchmaking stuff. Other than that, I'm doing a lot of just random guides and news stories. I did a news story on that guy with the dunk tank in Fall Guys. That was pretty fun. Yeah, just a lot of random stuff. I like I said, I am hoping to get some videos out here soon on our channel. Probably something Banjo Kazooie Grunty's Revenge related because I think it's just really cool to have this device here. I want to put out some Game Boy stuff.
Do it. Do it. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Campo63 or twitch.tv/Campo63. We will be right back here next week with episode 217 of the Pixel Street podcast.
Bye.